It is week 6, chest and back. It's Tuesday, and we are in a little bit later. It's like 1 p.m. So originally I was supposed to pick up my wife at the airport at 12:30, but it got delayed. So now, and she was going to be training with me, but it's going to be too late. So I decided to basically come in and knock this out. So doing chest and back, and we're doing incline dumbbell presses now that it's been 2 to 3 weeks since my lower back has been healing. So now I feel a little more comfortable with dumbbells, and yeah, we're gonna put these back in, and hopefully I can stick to these weights and keep it going. Go. Set number 2, going for 8. Eight. Let's go. That was a hard last 8, but that was the one. Felt pretty solid. Doing single arm rows, and this week I did 55 pounds for 10, 10, 10, 8. I increased it by 5, so I'm gonna be doing 60 pounds, hopefully for 8 reps. I'm gonna see how this feels. Stop this first. Dude. 4. 6. 7. 8. Let's go. Four. Solid 8. Definitely got a lot harder on that last rep, but so far so good. That stretch. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6, 7. 7. It's heavy. Increase the weight. Let's go. Gonna do 2 more, but we're moving on again to the next workout. I did last week 195 for 5x5s, and so I want to increase it. And I want to increase it by 2.5 pounds, but they don't have 2.5 pounds here. So I'm just going to increase it by 10 pounds. So we're at 205 pounds. I should be able to hit this, but it might be a struggling 5, but we'll see. I'm going to see how my performance is. Let's go. Last solo. Got it. Wasn't too bad, actually. That last rep was kind of came down a little too hard and used like the wrong engagement. So it didn't feel too good, but I think on the next one, it's going to be a lot better. But overall, happy with my strength. It's going up. Going for 5. Took a nice little 3-4 minute rest. Ready to hit it again. Whew. I wanted to go for 5, but it was risky. So I ain't got no spot. So I kept it at 4, but I'll probably ask for a spot on the next one. I'm going to go for 5, but I'm going to do pause. So I think I might be able to hit, I think I can do 4, but the 5 is a maybe, but I'll say help if I need it. I'm good. Thank you. She got shot, now her ass dropped. Slam sitting in the cell, I bet he coming home like pop. She give me wet, my mop. I don't want that bitch, I want that slop. She can't bring her phone and don't get I didn't help you. Okay, that was good. Yeah. It just, my last like set or two, I'm like, fuck, I think I could have done 5, but I just don't want to risk it. So thanks for helping. Chest support back rows. I'm going to be doing hopefully 10. Eight. Yeah, that was a big jump. Went a little ahead of myself, but it's okay. Ooh. Yeah, so I ended up hitting 8 reps. The last week I did. So there's 45s and a 5 last week. So it was 50 pounds on each side. And I did 10, 10, 9, 8. And, I'm like, let me try to just increase it. I should have increased it by 5 pounds, but I did a 10-pound jump. So that's why I was only able to hit 8 reps on this one. But I can stick to this weight and stick to 8 until I can hit 8, 8, 8, 8 across the board. And then I can change it to 10 reps. And eventually I'll be able to get that 10. But I'd probably say it takes 2 weeks or so for it to get stabilized. So yeah, I've been getting a lot stronger lately. And I feel like I have been kind of taking a leap of faith and doing a heavier weight than I should, which I'm able to with still good form. That's all that matters. But it just I'm not hitting the rep range that I want. But I don't mind going a little bit heavier, but going for 8 reps. So I'm gonna stick to 8 for these. Two. Ooh. That last one was a little cheap rep, but I'm gonna count that. I got 8. Incline press machines, we're gonna do 4 sets of 12. I did 140 pounds last week for 12, 12, 11, 10. I increased it by 5 on each side, so it's about 150 pounds, 10-pound increase. Let's get it. Let's go. Nah. 12. Real good. Third set. Up. 10. All right, we're doing pull downs, doing some lat pull downs, 4 sets of, let's see, 4 sets of 12. I did 70 kilograms, 12, 12, 12, 12 last week. I'm going to increase it to 76. That's the next level. And I'm going to go for 12 as well. Oh, that 10 was an increase. Yeah, that was a big jump. I only got 10, but I'm going to stick to 10 reps for these and master this at that. 76 kilograms for 10. Let's go. Number 2. So we did 100 pounds for 10. So, or sorry, 8. So I want to increase that to like the 12 rep range. So I dropped that by 20 pounds each. So we're doing 80 pounds versus 100 pounds total. And got him. Third set. Let's fucking go. Nine. 10. Let's go. We're doing cable underhand grip back rows. Switching up the machine because the other one is taken, but it's all good. I'm gonna do 3 to 4 sets of, I don't know, 10 to 12. Let's see. Oh, I don't remember what time I got here. Oh, like 12:31, so 3.5. Let's go. Third set. Nine and a half? 10? I don't even know. I'll say 9. My back is toast. Doing also just one buy, one try workout, which I'm not gonna show. Been here for a while. Want to just get it done. But yeah, I'll do a car talk. So I'll see you guys in the car. Let's make sure mic's working. Mic check 2 1 2. God, it took forever to set this camera up. I just ate. I had some Chick-fil-A. Excuse my language, but it was delicious. I was so hungry. I spent like a 3.5 hour workout? I don't even know. Can't even remember what time I started training. Oh, okay. And then not only that, I thought I brought my batteries and I didn't, but thankfully I have my external battery charger. So it's plugged in, but it's hanging off the camera and it's like loose and all over the place. So it's like a little risky what I'm doing, but hey, to record and get the shot, why not? All right, so I am actually on the way to go pick up my wife at the airport. It's really unfortunate because I have to go to 2 airports, which is ridiculous. And man, it's pulling really hard on the camera. Okay, so far it's not bad. I mean, it's staying, which is good. Okay. Yep, GPS is on. It says I'll get there at 6:30. Pretty cool. So yeah, I'm on the way to pick up my wife at the airport in San Jose, California. And then on top of that, like she was already supposed to be here at like 12:20 p.m. So what happened was, for some reason, she had a flight in Miami. She came from Colombia to Miami, and then Miami to Phoenix, and then the Miami to Phoenix. She arrived somehow at 11 a.m. when the flight departure was 10:30 a.m. And originally, like it was they were supposed to make it beforehand, but somehow she landed and her plane was basically closed. And they still were able to ship the bags with that plane, which doesn't make any sense. So now she had to wait, and then from there, she found another flight at a different location. So yeah, now I'm on the way to pick her up, and then I got to go to San Francisco airport to pick up her baggage. So we're going to multiple places, um, which whatever, it is what it is. I'm just super excited to see her finally after it's been a whole month and like a week since we haven't seen each other in person. So it's it's exciting. We haven't really been that far apart for so long, and being together all the time every single day can get a little stale in a sense. But after being apart from each other for quite some time, it really builds a lot of excitement. So I understand when people need to have some space of their own time to have their own routines and their own plans, and then coming back and being able to see your partner. That's something that we are working together and trying to figure out like how we can get better at that, especially once we're I mean, once we I don't know how long she's going to be gone, but she's going to be coming back, like living with me again. Hopefully if she makes the Olympics or not, we'll see. Everything's up in the air right now. But yeah, now's the time is really just working on ourselves as I'm just doing this gym vlog stuff. And it's been good. I've been making a lot of gym progress, and I've been reflecting a lot lately, the past month of how my training's been, what I'm also doing outside of the gym, and there's definitely moments where I felt overwhelmed. Not overwhelmed, more like underwhelmed. Like I feel like there's always more that could be done, in terms of like business side of things. Just we all know like, oh, you got to post more, and then like being intentional with content and knowing like what sells, and then what not what sells, but just like what's a good, interesting, entertaining um, content that like people will watch, and like getting to the point where I want to start posting on my personal page and sharing my bodybuilding journey, which I need to start just like really putting out just a lot of cool random shit. Like I think at this point now I need to stop just waiting on like, oh, I went like, oh yeah, I am gonna post, but I always have that voice of like, like forget it. Like why play into the machine? Why play? It's like, dude, like it's free. No one's forcing it down your throat. Free marketing, you get free business, especially with social media nowadays. It's like it's common sense, right? But I think now we've kind of overcomplicated to the point where I don't know. It has definitely felt like it's just like mindless scrolling, and I don't really see as much value as I like to see it when it comes to social media. Because everyone's trying to do this thing, and then when everyone's trying to do this thing, then it becomes a little saturated where people are just like, like there's just too many people doing it. But then again, it's like, well, if you can make content that actually resonates with people, and like, if you can make good content, like why would you not? So I just need to think more long term because things are not easy in general, and it's a beauty to be able to have this social media stuff. And yeah, I think I definitely get pessimistic at times where I'm like, man, like oh, I'm just adding to the problem of people like scrolling and stuff. But it's kind of like inevitable. It's like saying like, oh no, like we used to walk back in the day, and cars, like, oh no, like everyone's using it now, and that's so unfair. Like we used to walk and like work hard, and like that's the real way. And then we kind of complain and try to be like, oh well, I don't want a car because it's it makes you lazy, it makes you fat, it makes you. It's like, no, you just got to be intentional with your what you're doing with it. So yeah, I'm at that point where I'm trying to push myself to not overthink my content and have fun with it. That's the main thing. Have fun with it, but also be a little strategic on what trends are, trending audio, what do people like to watch, and what do they want to see? Like, do they want to see more of my personality, which I barely show on the internet? And but then that conflicts with the ego of self-conscious being self-conscious of like, oh well, what if people think I'm cringy? People think I'm trying too hard. Oh, like, oh, Jerry hasn't posted for a long time, and when he does, he'll post here and there, and he's just gonna disappear. Like, he's not gonna make it. But that's literally like my own voice. and it's like me stopping myself from doing it. So yeah, I mean, this, I feel like me talking about this on this video is really gonna just catapult me to be like, you know what, fuck this. Like, I'm gonna just have fun with this. I didn't want to show my physique because I'm like waiting to like look bigger, but that's also another like body dysmorphia slash ego type of thing where it's like, oh, I don't want to show you guys my journey, but I want to show you the final result, which people want to see the journey, and that's something that I'm trying to, of course, put myself in that. So I'm gonna make it happen. There's no excuses, Jerry. You got this. You see this video? This is for you, Jerry. No excuses. So yeah. I guess this car talk really is just for anyone who's afraid to try content creation and or just is just scared of it. I say go for it, man. Like at the end of the day, like no one remembers, no one really cares about what you post technically. Like if they see you're posting consistently, like, oh wow, that's cool. And then if you just disappear, like you just disappear and like that's it, you know? But it doesn't hurt to see if it's something that you actually want to do for yourself. So yeah, that's like the mental struggle that I'm going through, and I hope that me sharing this is also resonate with people who are like, I want to try it, but I'm afraid to try it. Like, go for it, because if you never try, then you'll never know how far you can go with this stuff. And I think a lot of creators that are popular now pretty much like were in the same boat, and they said, you know what, I'm gonna fucking commit to this. I'm gonna start posting, and then they made it happen. And they were intentional with it, and like really putting your foot in the door and not half-assing it. Like if you're gonna commit all the way. And that's what I did with my training and my bodybuilding. Like I'm locked in with eating and training. Like I make sure that I do not miss a day. I do not miss any of my program. It's a must. Like it's a non-negotiable. So now that I've been doing it for about a month and a week, and it's become kind of like muscle memory habit, now I can start stacking on other things that can be a habit, which I have done for myself, which is I've been journaling every day, writing like a task list to do every day for basically a whole month, training every day, and then recording every training session pretty much. And I've followed through, and that's something that I struggled with for the past few years of just like half-assing it, saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it, but then like like you're not gonna do it because you're not like really committed from that deep down voice, because you're too busy distracting yourself with like just scrolling or watching Netflix or like hanging out with friends. Like those are the things that caused me to not lock in. And I said, okay, let me, my trip going to Colombia and coming back for, gone for 3 weeks allowed me to isolate myself to really like reevaluate my whole routine and system. And then when I was like, it's New Year's, I'm ready to lock in. Let me just go all in and not, fuck around and half-ass it. Like I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. No more. Like I'm not having no more of that. And I pretty much had to speak to myself as if I was my own dad or like my own parent, and like being my own mentor. And even that, it's almost like God speaking to me in that aspect through me, and putting my energy into God with that really helped catapult me to be where I am now. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to keep growing and keep pushing the boundaries of what I can do. Peace.